So today we're at Think Fitness Studios and we're talking about your golf-ready game plan. It's an exercise and stretch program that's going to increase your range of motion and muscular balance, decrease your risk of injury, and maximize your drive. All right, so to improve your golf game, it's important to make sure your torso is flexible. So we're going to go through a two-part dynamic stretching routine for your torso. So the first one's called the scorpion. You're going to get a mat, lie face down, and your hands can be just relaxed at the side. And what you're going to do is you're going to take one leg and you're going to reach up and over as far and as high as you can. Let the hips rotate, but keep your face down and keep your upper body in that original position. And then repeat on the opposite side. So reach up and over, back and forth. So you want to do 8 reps per side. And then what you're going to do is you're going to flip over, lying on your back. So your head's neutral, your shoulders are relaxed. Now you're going to take one knee in, extend the leg, and reach across. So now you're stretching through your hips and low back a little bit more. Whereas the first one, you're stretching through your hip flexors and you were activating your low back, getting the circulation running through it. All right, this first exercise is a diagonal lunge with a twist. So we're using a med ball, which is about 5 kilos. You can go a little bit lighter than that depending on your ability. But the importance of this exercise is we're going to work your glutes. So glute balance is very important with your golfing stance, right? And then we're also going to work your core. So it's important to do controlled movements on this. So hold the ball in front of you, posture tall, shoulders back. You're going to step out and also on a diagonal. Keep your toe pointing forward, and then you're going to slowly rotate towards that knee that you stepped with, and then push off the heel to return back to the original position. And again, repeat that on the opposite side. Step, twist, nice and controlled, push back off the heel, 8 to 10 reps per side, and you move on to the next exercise. So an essential element to golf, of course, is your torso. You want to increase your drive, you want to increase the efficiency of your swing, you have to work your torso. So this is going to simulate that. It's called a wood chop. Now you can do it from several angles. We're going to go from low to high position here. So the cable's set at a low position, about knee level. All right, so you're going to stand away from the cable, and then you're going to bend your knees slightly wider than shoulder width. You want to keep that position, engage your core, shoulders back, exhale, and twist. So there's a little bit of a finish with your hips as well. You want to go right through that range of motion. Now an important point here is you want to have that handle, your 2 hands, right in line with your sternum, your chest, the center of your chest. So again, it's from here, exhale, and twist through. So you want to go through 15 reps on one side, 15 reps on the other side. Now in terms of weight, you want to use something that's relatively challenging where you have to power through it on the way up, and then you can hold it controlled without losing your form. So for activities like golf, and many sports for that matter, it's important to have a strong low back. Your low back actually requires a lot of endurance for golf. It's very repetitive on one side, so you want to make sure things are balanced out and your low back is just as strong as your core. Okay, so what you can do here is you need a Swiss ball or an exercise ball. This is called a reverse hyperextension. So you're going to work your low back extensors. You're basically going to lie down on the ball so you have it positioned directly below your hips and lower abdominal region. You're going to put your hands on the ground directly below you with straight elbows. Splay out your fingers so you're pretty balanced, and then you're going to slightly move forward just to offset or counter your balance a little bit. From there, tighten your abs up, keep your upper body straight, and then you're going to move your legs slowly up into the air while you're contracting your low back. And back down again, full range. So come all the way up, all the way down without moving your upper body. You're going to feel the tension through your low back extensors. Complete 15 to 20 reps, and that'll do the job. So golf requires a lot of gripping over long periods of time. So we want to make sure we're training your gripping muscles and making sure you're alleviating things like golfer's elbow. All right, so if you ever had golfer's elbow, it can really put a stunt in your game. So what we're going to do here is you're going to grab a couple of weights, not too heavy by the way, so somewhere around 8 to 10 pounds, maybe 12 pounds, palms forward, and you're going to start this off. It's like a curl, but you're going to start with a wrist curl first. So your wrist comes up as far as your body will allow it. Then you go into the bicep curl, then you push straight up and keep your elbows in line with the shoulders. Again, back down, and then wrist back to neutral straight position. So 15 reps of that is going to help get the extensors and the flexors active from gripping. It's also going to get your biceps active and the anterior shoulder, which will all help alleviate possible injury and maximize your swing. All right, after your golf training program, you want to make sure that you're actually relaxing the muscles and stretching them out. So the first one is called the cat-camel stretch. And what you're going to do here is you're going to stretch through your entire back. So you're going to put your hands and knees down on the mat. You can put your hands a little bit closer to the knees, so maybe a half a foot or so. And then what you're doing is you're dropping in through the spine. So you got basically push your hips out, drop in the spine, and then you're going to exhale and push upwards as you exhale. Back down again, drop in, and upwards, arching that back. So they're fairly slow and controlled, 10 to 12 reps. Just helps recirculate blood through the muscles and stretch out the muscles around your spine. All right, so after training your legs with the lunges earlier, you want to stretch through your flexors, so the quads and hip flexors. What you're going to do is you're going to grab a mat. You want to be on one knee, and the whole idea here is square out your hips. You want to have them facing straight ahead. From there, you're going to put your opposite arm in the air. So I got my left leg forward, right arm in the air. Imagine a rope pulling that hip forward. So you're going to pull that hip forward without changing the position of your hips, right? No twisting. And then you're going to lean backwards with your upper body. So once you've hit that point, you're going to feel the stretch quite a bit. But to finish it off, now you're going to reach inwards with that right arm. And that'll just finish the stretch. It'll allow you to get a little bit deeper, and then you can come right off. So again, I would hold for about 15 seconds and then go right back into it and repeat. 2 to 3 sets, and then of course you're going to want to switch legs for balance. Now here we're going to stretch through your hip obliques and a little bit of your lats. You want a post or a piece of equipment that you can hang off of. So here I'm about 1.5 feet away from the post. I'm going to grab with my lower hand, and then I'm going to take my outside leg, bring it right into behind the inside leg. All right, and then you take your top hand, bring it right across over your head, reach and grab that post loosely with your fingers. So from that position, everything's in a straight line. You want to slowly sink your hips away from the post while holding on with the upper hand, and you're going to feel that stretch just from below the shoulder all the way down the side into the hip. It's a great stretch. It's going to help you really increase your flexibility, your range of motion, and control of your swing. Okay, so after working your gripping muscles, you want to make sure that you're actually stretching them out. So for this one, you're going to stretch the flexors of the forearm. You're going to take one hand right across the fingers and try to splay your fingers open a little bit. Place your hand across, and then you want to straighten your elbow right out as you pull back on that hand. And you're going to feel that stretch right through the front of the forearm. Hold for 15 seconds, relax, and then repeat 2 more times. So again, force that elbow almost like you're going to hyperextend it and pull those fingers back towards your body. And remember to do both sides. You're going to be a lot looser through your forearms.